everybody. Tim Muhammad video. Please like, subscribe, share, enjoy the content, y'all. I want to continue on the videos that I was doing. I spoke on women and the issues that I see that the woman was having. I spoke on men, black men in particular, the failures that we have been making. You know, those videos are on my channel. Please go there and check them out. Let me know what you think. And I think I want to continue on and give y'all my 2 cents on children, right? Those three things are the foundation of family: man, woman, and children. Those three things are the foundation of life. Those three things are the most important things on this planet to a bunch of us. You know, what is more important than family besides God, right? Every one of us would love to live a long time. We would love to see what the year 3000 gonna look like. You know, we would love to know how things will go after we leave this planet. We would love to know how, you know, once our lights is out, we would love to know how is our children doing? What is going on up in this world after we leave? You know. And the first thing I want to touch on is that our children is our future. I'm going to say it again. Our children is our future. You know, being a Muslim, a follower of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, we don't believe in seeing some spooky heaven in the sky. You know, I spoke on that briefly before. We don't believe in no spooky place in the sky where you're going to see your loved ones again. You know, and I guess the counter to that is we don't believe in some boiling lava underneath the ground or where you go when you have a bad thought, right? You know, so I don't want to get too far off track, but our children is our future. The only way we are here in any physical way to see the future is through our children, right? Our children is by far our biggest investment that we should ever try to invest in, you know. And probably the best investment to do up in our children is put mental investments into our children. I'm going to say it again. Our children is our future. The best investments to do for your children and for yourself is to put mental investments in your children, right? It's not always money, because a fool and his money will soon part. But if you look at the children that you see walking up and down the street, how many of those parents would be proud to say, that's my child? I'm going to let y'all think about it. I know that sounds tough, but how many times have you seen a child, someone who is under the age of 18, and you just shake your head, right? You wonder what's going on at home. You wonder, what is the child learning? What's the child seeing every day, right? That's somebody's child. Somebody is painting their future into what you're seeing. And what I mean by that, that child that you see represents somebody's future. It represents damn near a mother and a father's future. It shows the how serious they took their investment into their future, right? The child represents how serious you took your future, right? Because you ain't going to be here 1,000 years from now, right? The only way we're going to have eternal life is if we have a piece of us that's on this earth that we have created that's still on this earth. I'm going to say it again. The only way we're going to have life after this life of us physically breathing and enjoying life is if and when we have children and our children live on throughout the future, you know, and we can live through them in that sense. But as far as going some other place and seeing your grandmother after she passed away and all that, that's no. So our children is the only way we get into the future. So when you see those children and you see children acting up or being bad kids or doing things that need to be corrected, that child represents a couple who didn't take their future seriously. That child represents a failure of parents. And I know that's not always the case. And some of our children can get involved in things that we didn't introduce them to. But, you know, I I once heard a guy say, when you totally becomes a man or adult, when you can sit down and look at it like this, it's my fault either way. The same power I have to make something happen, I have to say I have the same power to prevent something from happening, right? I'm gonna say it again. Hey, please like and subscribe, y'all. You have to take on the mentality of the same power I have that I say I can make anything happen. I have to have the power and the mental. I have to will myself to say I can stop anything from happening. You know, everything you do starts as an idea first. Once you plant that seed of doubt up in your mind, you already gave yourself a bad start up on your goal. So when we see somebody's children out there, just know that it's really not the child's fault. It's some bad parents, some lazy motherfuckers sitting somewhere bullshitting around, not taking their children seriously, putting their children up in a room and making their children get out their way once they get home from work or tired or whatever. So our children is our future, and we have to treat our children like our future. The number two thing is going to be kind of, I think a lot of us see that issue. But the number two thing that I say is we have to try our best, and as long as we can, to keep our children off social media. I'm going to say it again. We have to try as hard as we can and try to hold it off as much as we can to keep our children off social media. Social media brings a dynamic that anyone my age and older didn't have to deal with. You have at your fingertips thousands of millions of people who will give their opinion about you, who will tell you what you want to hear. It's a world within a world, right? And as parents, our job is to protect our children, try to keep our children as far away from danger as possible. As parents, we should also see the things that we go through on social media and say, is this appropriate for children? Bringing or exposing your children to social media. I'm going to say that again. Bringing or exposing your children to social media. Because a lot of y'all pathetic motherfuckers who trying to get likes and thumbs up, you prostitute your children. You use your children for thumbs up and for likes, right? You don't care about the whole situation. You're just using your child as a prop. You don't think that God, a.k.a. Allah, knows what's in the heart after he told you don't prostitute your children, but you using your children for likes and thumbs up? Come off of that, y'all. And that's for men and women. We got dudes taking pictures with their sons who ain't did shit for the son in 6 months and take a camera op and post it on social media like he been a father, right? You a clown ass nigga for that. Stop prostituting your children. Try to keep our children away from social media, y'all. It can have some very mental damages upon the child's whole psyche, their self-esteem, right? So the whole bullying on social media, which is a joke to me. Since when you can't just click off somebody's page? That's a whole nother video for something else. But I want us to try to keep our children off social media, y'all. And what I mean by children, we know what a child is. If you under my house, under my rules, if I say you can't do it, you can't do it. That's a child. If I can talk to you like that, if I make the rules, if I'm paying for your clothes, if I'm paying for your cell phone, you still a child, nigga. Or you still a child, missus. So let's try to keep them off social media. I want to get into my number 4 thing. Touchy subject, y'all. Being black in America. Very, 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 very touchy subject. Please like and subscribe. The number 4 reason why we definitely need to, keep our children up in our mind and know our children as our future and watch how we handle our children. It's because number four, a lot of us have been affected by number four. You know what the fourth thing is? Discipline. Discipline or lack of discipline. But in this video, I'm going to touch on harsh discipline. How many of us took whoopings or got beat with belts or switches for some of the most minorest things, and our parents just went a little bit too overboard upon that? Right? How many times have you did something that you thought was minor and small, and your mother or father disciplined or beat you or whatever to a level that you thought was completely unfair? You knew, as a matter of fact, your insides knew that it was unfair, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we discipline our children. You know, I know this world can bring a whole lot of depressing things, and especially with the single mothers having a burden of having to carry the whole burden of trying to be man and woman and provider and nurturer to a child in the house. She can get frustrated. She can get annoyed, you know. Just like any other creature, she needs and wants her companionship. You know, could you imagine? And this for all of the guys out there. I know me, I don't got the patience to listen to a hollering child all day long. Nah. Man is not even built to even deal with that type of shit. A man has no business sitting there babysitting for 4 and 8 hours day in and day out. And I don't care what you say, it ain't your child if you babysit. No, a man ain't have no reason sitting at a home watching his child or any other child for 4 and 8 hours at a time during a day. We just not built like that. All right? But let's get back into discipline. You know, the Quran has a verse in it, and it speaks that if your own mother mistreated you and treated you cruelly, you could develop a sense of hate towards your own mother. I'm going to say that again. If your own mother or father, and we know that, you know, we throw our fathers out quick, so I don't got to talk about the dad situation. If dad fuck up once, we get on dad ass, but we give mama a million chances, which we should. But check it out. It says that if your own mother treats you horribly or cruel or mistreats you purposely, you will build up something in your inside to hate your own mother. Huh? That is to show you that just because that's your child, the child came through you, not from you. Huh? I'm going to say it again. That child that you give birth to, women, ladies, that child, you was the vessel for that child to get here, but you wasn't the originator of the life. Right? Right? The Bible and the Quran say that Allah knew us before we were in the womb of our mother. So, you know, we show a lot of honor and respect, you know, for them, you know, even getting us at the age to even feel like we can criticize them, you know, because they took care of us when we couldn't take care of ourselves. But as parents, that does not give us the right to abuse, mistreat, and harm our children out of our own frustrations and failures in life, right? So we big time no. You know, I know that when I used to get whoopings, you know, I used to have all these crazy things up in my head. I said I'm going to do to my mama when she get old. I'm going to trip her when she get old. I'm going to push her down the stairs and all that shit. You know, childish thoughts, but those are the things that came into my mind when I thought I was, you know, when I thought my mother or father, well, I don't got a father besides the minister. When I thought any one of my parents mistreated me and that I felt that I was wrong. Even as a child, you know, children have feelings too. They have emotions too. They feel pain, depression, sadness. You know, these are our children. So we should, you know, don't lose track that these are human beings. And I'm going to leave it with the touchiest subject ever. Touchiest subject ever, y'all. Please like and subscribe. The touchiest subject ever when it comes to our children. There's a innocentness in children when they are real young, right? We all see that innocentness, right? Studies have shown that as a little girl is growing up in the house around her father or whoever the father figure is, her first love or attraction to a man is what she sees in the house. It's the example that she sees. It's the father or the male in the house. I'm gonna say that again. Studies have shown when the male in the house that little girls grow up around, that little girl, she sees that as the first attraction to from female to male, you know, from a little kid. You know, there's nothing sexual there, but that's to show you the people we have around our children, we need to be careful. And the same thing goes for the little boy. Depending on how he see the mother carry herself and how she act, the little boy can sometimes be, you know, sometimes be inspired by his mother. Can't wait to get him a black queen, you know, just like the mother that he had. Not in no using your wife type shit. We already done dealt with that. But the little boy will see the mother and say, that's what a mother's supposed to be. When I get married, I want to have a wife who will take care of my children how my mother took care of me, right? He see that as the first attraction on what he see how a mother's supposed to act, right? So we have to be real careful on what we say and do around our children. You know, children don't comprehend things how we do. A lot of times, children don't understand what we say; they understand what we do, right? You know how difficult it is to teach a child not to drink and smoke if they see you drinking and smoking every day. Think about that. You know how hard it is for you to tell a child not to use poor language and swearing if you cursing everybody out every day. You know, we have to be the first examples. You know, and I know this video is running like a little long, but this is a serious subject, you know, and this is probably the most serious out of the three, from me talking about the woman when I was talking about the man. But when you talk about the children or the child, that's your future. That's how you see the hereafter, right? So, you know, let's just keep that up in the back of our mind. We have to try to do better even than what we are doing. For the parents who say, I'm doing great, let's try to be greater, right? For the parents who know they've been slacking, you know, hear some of these things and say, I need to clean some of that up, because I do realize that my child is my future, right? Because we have to protect our children from the next thing that I'm going to talk about up in my next video. We know what the next thing is, what we definitely have to protect our children from. You know, I'm going to talk about in my next video child predators, how to protect our children from them, and the things we need to do to make sure we're not setting our children up to become child predators. Tim Muhammad, y'all. This been a lengthy video. You know, I had a lot up on my mind. You know, I love children. I know that children is the future. I know that you know, there's an innocentness about a child that we all need to come together and know that we have to protect that. You know, we're gonna have a serious video tomorrow. Please log in tomorrow. Hit the thumbs up, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. May Allah continue to bless you and your family. May Allah keep the honorable